All right. Let's see how long this lasts. She's awake now. Could be disastrous. We'll see. Day 21. Day 21. So three 3 weeks in. Is that right? Yeah, 3 weeks in. And I'm a little behind. I mean, I'm a little behind with the videos. I'm all caught up with poems and all that. If you've been following along, I'm doing a poem a day, writing a poem a day. Been, slacking on making videos of them or whatever. Because I'd started it just as a lark, and it's a lot of work. But anyway, so I am a little behind. So I have 6 here that I'm going to read, but they're pretty short, so no worries. This is a weather report. Not even the storm could knock the power out. I couldn't see a thing, the wind activating birds and limbs. I had not left the porch in days, plague days, fear of being a carrier, of handouts from sudden strangers with immaculate production design. Maybe your friends were right, and the music in the quiet is a made-up non-existence of sound. It is dark where you are. Damn lights stayed on here. No matter what, we were blind as a limb to a bird. You need to not be the hero to make the story interesting, is where storms reside. Friends will tell you. The power not inside all along, but on over here, despite the storm. This is a weird one. This is a braided poem, which is basically like a 2-column poem that can be read a couple of different ways. So I'm going to read it a couple of different ways and see how it all matches up, see how it all meets up. This is called Sidereal, which is a term for fixed objects in space. Sidereal. We keep distant, connected, path united, hold other velocity, tiny, tracing, multiple, naked, single stars, belong close, our one further, cosmic, planets, novae, threshold, situated near bonds, fixed naturally from suns, still encircling twins, enormous orbits, light, eye, pair, empty space, gravity, shapes, wells, two breathe, stellar waltz. We, situated, keep near, distant bonds connected, fixed path naturally united, from hold sun's other still velocity, encircling tiny twins, tracing enormous multiple orbits, naked light, single eye, stars pair, belong empty, close space, our gravity one, shapes further wells, cosmic, 2 planets breathe, novae, stellar threshold waltz. This is inspired by my good friend and mentor Marty Belcher, who will know what all these things are. And I kind of cribbed this from something he wrote, at least part of it. I definitely got the title from it. It's called That's It, 6 Things. I love your tone. I shiver like a dialect. Time pulls apart, becomes the frame, makes you tick. Line leads an ear to desire more. takes and looks for followers, is the object looked at. Harmony holds you, holds you, holds you. Can discord too, the twin who tattles. Idea is the one who said go, a gesture toward the frame, hooked with meaning. Of something to say, the thought of it, perception is an audience. This way, look that way. Look that way. Look, no, look that way. There we go. Your pretty green eyes. There we go. This is you and I are human beings. Small enough to be details, large enough to care, destined to disappear, containing all earth talk, landmass from the feminine, to be time define, to be time divine father, I suppose, laughing, thinking, fretting, even dreaming, we lie awake, peopling other lives, finding ourselves living our own lives when awake. Oh, comfort, you and I are the muse when the world is like this, and it is never not exactly this. Love, secondary to no thing, as we rise from shadow nests, bleary with a downward work look. No small think to see and squawk. Human consciousness, a terrible burden. I will carry when you are weary, and you are often tired. I will always give it back. Sharing, not a human invention, we constantly realize after the fact. And this is called How I Learned to Read. How I Learned to Read. I like children's books. They are easy to read. My favorite is Richard Scarry's best word book ever. I went through many copies when I was a kid. One fell apart from being opened and closed and thrown so much. Another time I tore the hardback cover off and glued blocks to the corners to make a little table. Once I hit my sister with a bag of blocks. Later editions were altered to fix some stereotypes. A handsome pilot became pilot. Pretty stewardess, now flight attendant. Policeman, obviously police officer. Brave hero, firefighter. I learned what both sides meant. One little piglet sitting alone in a shopping cart at the supermarket meat counter. She wants to work there someday. And the farm with naked cows and chickens fed and sold by fully clothed rabbits. And the butcher, who is a pig, at another supermarket, smiling as he cranks sausage out of a grinder, making good things to eat for another shopper, who is also a pig. Just nouns and a bit of caption. No commentary or narrative. That book was perfect. And then number 6, this was the 21st poem of the month. Hey, we're getting there. Sorry, I don't have a title for this one yet. I actually just wrote it a few moments before I got on here, so we'll just go with it. Maybe a way to build temples with all the wonder without the slavery, though it has been debunked that slaves built temples ever. Not slaves in our conception, people who do what you say or die, more like wage slaves, sweat equity investment, like the cutters who had graduated high school and then straight to the quarries, backs bent by decades of shimming blocks. They stroll around campus with a sense of pride and relief. You could put kids through college by building the buildings. At first, a steady paycheck, then seed money for that first starter home, etc., back when things were possible. Today, only the imagination is enslaved, builds no temples unless a J-O-B is attached. Imagine a church built on tithing you, but no one would pray therein, more a series of knowing nods as the parishioners parishioners run hands lovingly along the walls. They'll hire the lowest bids today, which is an observation, not a judgment. Still well built, but corners cut. People have unanswered questions, which is why so many churches resemble barns now. Something raisable can be put up in a day. Oop, she went away. There we go. I was so close. Still well built, but corners cut. Still well built, but corners cut. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Let's see. Let's go back a little bit. But no one could play there. Let's see. Imagine a church built on tithing you, but no one would pray therein. More a series of knowing nods as the parishioners run hands lovingly along the walls. They'll hire the lowest bids today, which is an observation, not a judgment. Still well built, but corners cut. People have unanswered questions, which is why so many churches resemble barns now. Something raisable can be put up in a day. Belief, a fleeting commodity, always another brick, another swing of the hammer, another day closer to paying off that debt.